Hello all, welcome back to the channel. Now you'll have to forgive me for not uploading yesterday. I'm obviously sure you're aware that it was the hottest day in the UK yesterday, and my room was like an oven, and obviously I didn't want to be recording videos. I was basically stuck to my chair for the entire day. It was not very good. And also I don't think the best way to counteract the heat was to manage a team, which is putting my stress levels way above what they should be. Before episode 1, I was a very young, 28-year-old man who looks like he was 24. I now look like I'm 60 because of the stress that this team has put me under. And also, if we don't get a result today, then I'm going to be sacked. So, we got that to look forward to as well. In the last episode, thanks to a 94th minute equaliser from Petr Sevcik against Spurs, we managed to secure a 2-2 draw at home, and then followed that up with a 2-0 home win against Sheffield United in the FA Cup replay. In this episode, we take on bottom of the table Crystal Palace away from home, and then Southampton at home. And if we don't get a result in the Crystal Palace game, I think basically I will be sacked because a month is basically over after the Palace match. And if we somehow do get a result against Palace, then it probably means I need a result against Southampton as well to secure my job. At least for another couple of months. So because it's a big game against Crystal Palace as well, I decided to look at the scout report because I really do need to get the result here. And apparently one of their strengths is that they got players that are very good at jumping. I mean, I don't know what I'm meant to do with that information. What am I actually meant to do with that information? Steve Munier has just come back from injury recently and has now picked up a cold, which puts him out of the Crystal Palace game. And also some news in the league is that Chelsea have just sacked Thomas Tuchel, which means I will look forward to seeing him in the job centre next week. But now let's go into our game against Crystal Palace, a crunch game as some would say as well. And with that in mind, I've decided to change the formation once again. So we're going with a 4-2-2. We do need goals. We are playing bottom of the table Crystal Palace, a team obviously struggling. I think they got like 7 points or something like that. They're 14 points from safety. So this is the sort of game where we can stat pad now. But the big change is that Rasmus Christensen makes his first appearance on the series. He is going to be playing at right back in replacement of Jamie Shackleton. We go with a midfield two of Robin Koch and Ryan Gravenberch. Rodrigo will be playing on the left-hand side with Jack Harrison playing on the right. And Dan James will be supporting Patrick Bamford, who's only got 2 goals this season, up top. I also had the pleasure of knowing that Rafinha and Stuart Dallas, 2 of my best players, didn't pass their fitness test, so they can only make the bench. Powers of the FM gods are really against me at the moment. I don't think I really need to stress how important this match is for my managerial career. Also, I'm not really sure why I've gone with career, because we know that's gone down the pan. That's not coming back up anytime soon. Oh, it's nice to see Sean Dyche's influence at the club is really rubbing off on them, because he's gone 4-4-2, which is a formation which I've not really had that much success against this year. Or any formation for that matter of fact. The first real highlight of the game came after about 15 minutes as Ryan Gravenberch found some space on the edge of the box, but hit a shot which went straight at Sam Johnston in goal. Rodrigo was then forced off with an injury in the 30th minute, which meant that I had to bring on Petr Sevcik to play on the right hand side and then move Jack Harrison to the left. Palace then started to up the ante a little bit, and Michael Elise ran forward and then laid the ball off for Odsonne Edouard to force a good save from Meslier. And when I say good save, it was more the fact that, he actually kept it out of the net and it wasn't actually a good save. Could have caught it, to be fair. And then just on the cusp of half-time, Ryan Gravenberch drove at the Crystal Palace defence, laid the ball off for Petr Sevcik, who hit one of the worst shots I think I've ever seen in my entire life. He had the entire goal to aim at and somehow still put the shot where the goalkeeper was, and he was out of position. This team really baffles me. It just, honestly, I'm just getting a headache thinking about it.
These fucking assholes, these fucking...
Into the second half, and we got a free kick on the edge of the box, which Petr Sevcik played towards the back post. Pascal Stroik's header was first saved, and then the second one went in somehow off Sam Johnston for an own goal. And then the referee went to check whether the goal could be allowed, and it was awarded. But I'm not quite sure why the goal went to VAR. And I'm not quite sure how the goal's actually gone in. I mean, answers on a postcard, please. And to be honest, Crystal Palace responded quite well because Janil Bennett, who was the substitute, ran our defence, then laid the ball for Tyreek Mitchell here, hit this shot just wide. I thought that was in, to be honest. Like, from my angle, it looked like it was in. And we were under severe amount of pressure, and Palace probably should have equalised as the ball fell to Mateta in the box, but he somehow proceeded to hit the post when it was one-on-one with Meslier. And we were seriously riding our luck in this game as Michael Elise got down the right-hand side, then laid the ball off for Tierno Ballo, another substitute, to run into the box, and we fouled him, but then the referee said it was just outside the box. It wasn't just all Palace though. We did get a couple of chances as Dan James ran down the right hand side, put a wonderful ball into the box, and substitute Tyler Roberts then headed it over the bar. And that substitute would be played through on goal again, and one-on-one with the keeper decided to dally instead of shooting, and then Anderson managed to get the block in. Every game I go into, I always wonder, why are we not scoring enough goals? And it actually makes sense to me now. And that was it. We managed to hold on to the win. Honestly, how have we done that? We've won 1-0 1-0 away at the team bottom of the league thanks to an own goal from the goalkeeper, which shouldn't have gone in anyway. I'll tell you what, if that win saves us, Sam Johnston's joining us before the end of the transfer window. Yeah, Rodrigo's out for 3 months with a hip injury. That's just great news. All my attacking players are falling like flies. I still got Joe Gelhardt and Harvey Elliott on long-term injuries, and now I'll add Rodrigo to that list. Something's happening and I'm not sure I like it. After making his solitary appearance in the Premier League, I've decided to loan out Rasmus Christensen to Sporting Gijon in Spain, and he will be there for the rest of the season. And did I play him against Palace because I knew that would be his farewell game under me? You're most likely right. And the moment you've all been waiting for, the board have said that they've reinstilled their confidence in me.
It's a scam.
I know, who knew a 1-0 win away at the team bottom of the league because the goalkeeper scored an own goal means that you stay in your job? It's actually sensational scenes. I'm not even going to lie, it's sensational scenes. So Rafinha has completed his intensive language course, which means he can now speak fluent English, which I'm now looking forward to the Leeds United YouTube channel uploading any interview with Rafinha and all the comments saying better English than Christopher Proud. The media also haven't got the memo as well that I'm not on the verge of the sack anymore, lads. I don't know what you've been listening to. And to be honest, I don't really need to live com the Southampton game, in all honesty. Like, I've done what I needed to do. I've kept my job. But we are going to do it anyway, and moving into our game against Southampton at home. There have been a couple of changes to the side that took on Crystal Palace, and Stuart Dallas comes in at left wing to replace Rodrigo, who's obviously got the injury. Jamie Shackleton comes in at right back to replace Rasmus Christensen, who has left the club, and Rafinha is on international duty, so he can't even be on the bench. That is the winger Rafinha, not the central midfielder Rafinha. I think you're getting that point by now. You know, this is a game that I don't really need to put too much effort into. Like, I'm not down in tools in January already, but, you know, now we kept our job, we don't need to worry really about the pressures of this match. I still want to beat Southampton, though, because we always want to beat Southampton. But we did beat them earlier this season, so hopefully we can do the double over them. To be honest, for a game that, you know, there's not really much riding on it, there wasn't really many highlights. Jack Stevens forced this good save from Melier after 26 minutes. Ryan Gravenberch then played in Jack Harrison, but he chipped the ball wide. And to absolutely no one's surprise, it was 0-0 at half-time. One of the big chances we got in the second half was Stuart Dallas played a great ball into the box, and Petr Sevcik once again decided not to shoot in the area of the goal where the goalkeeper was not occupying it. What an absolute shit signing. I mean, whose idea was it to sign him? Southampton got a corner with 10 minutes left, and Ward-Prowse's delivery into the box found Oriol Romeu, but he handled the ball, and because he was already on a yellow, he then got the second and got sent off. And then we proceeded not to get a single highlight for the rest of the game, and we drew 0-0 with Southampton. I mean, incredibly riveting stuff on this channel, seriously. There was only one goal in this episode, and it wasn't even scored by us. The Leeds fans have clearly never been this privileged in their life.
So proud, we shouted.